1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello and welcome back to Bug Rounds. On this channel we like to discuss all things creepy crawly, so if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing to the channel. So in today's video we're going to be having a look at every single Psalmopoeus species that I currently own, which, as you would have seen, is on the count of 5. So I'm still missing a fair few, but I absolutely love this genus. Now I'm actually going to be talking over some footage that I've already taken. 4 of them were actually rehoused, so there's a few clips on there. And each one of those was actually taken out on Komorebi. Now the reason I've done a voiceover today, folks, is because I'm still getting used to the filming area and I've never filmed a tarantula on the filming area yet. So my concentration needed to be on not losing the tea, because there are still a fair few places they can hide on Komorebi, and concentrating on the actual rehousing itself. But over time my confidence in filming in that area will increase and I will actually be able to talk you through the process while I'm doing it. But without further ado, let's look at the 5 Psalmopoeus species I currently own. Okay, so the one you're looking at right now is my Cambridge eye. Now this is the one that didn't need rehousing. I believe it to be an adult female. If it's not, then it's certainly close to adulthood. So this is the oldest and largest of the Psalmopoeus I own. And as I said, she didn't need rehousing, so I got some quite poor clips of her in her enclosure. I tried to get a feed on camera, kind of failed a little bit there. But I've got some shots of the legs. Those sort of feathery effects with the orange tinge is one thing I really love about this particular tarantula. It's just a ball of fluff there inside her corkbark tube. But I promise you I got some better clips on some of the other Psalmopoeus that we'll be featuring today. See her spinneret's up in the air a little bit there. She's actually munching on the worm during this footage. And there's where I got the light in over the corkbark tube a little bit better, but you still can't really see her carapace. But I just love those feathery looking legs. They're really, really cool. So if anyone's got a mature male, hook me up. I'd love to give breeding these a go. So here is one of the Psalmopoeus that everybody will know, the Psalmopoeus armenia. Mine, unfortunately, is a male. Kelly does have a female of a similar size. It's a possibility we could feed her one up a bit quicker. Maybe we'll get lucky, but likelihood is mine will be mature way before hers. But I love the orange against the black of these and that tiger sort of pattern on the abdomen. So this is where I was actually rehousing the armenia, and it's gripping onto the edge of the old enclosure. And I took this footage because you can see the coloration under the feet there. That sort of like greeny bluey tinge, almost like an oil spill sort of colour, and I really, really adore that on the feet of quite a few tarantulas actually. And there he is, my beautiful boy. So here's where he was on the filming area, and he actually came out with a little pile of mud, and it was really irritating me. My OCD got the better of me, and I just wanted a clip of him without that clump of mud covering half his bum there. You can see it's actually still attached in this particular shot, but I just loved the angle I got here, even though it was covering quite a lot. And there we go again, still with his ball of mud. But you can see that sort of feathery effect on the legs with the armenia too. So here's where he moved away from that ball, so you can actually see him in all his glory. He is a leggy little guy, and this is possibly the last shot I took of him actually. This was where he's right near the Komorebi hide, and I wanted to get him back in the enclosure before he darted in there. He's normally bolty, but he was a hell of a good boy for these particular shots. He didn't go arboreally, he stayed on the bottom. And yeah, first time I haven't seen him bolty, to be honest with you. So I think we must be going on to the next one shortly. Yeah, we'll just zoom out here and then we'll be on to the new one. So, can anyone guess this one? It is the Victory, a gift to me from Scarlet the Black Widow. Again, this one is male, and there has been quite a lot of interest in him. My good friend John Waite is interested in him, among other breeders, so I will be passing him around at maturity. And I can't remember their common name. It's something to do with half and half though, and you can see why. So the front half of them tend to be black with a few red hairs, and the back half have a lot more of that burgundy reddy tinge, as you can see more clearly here. Darker at the front, more red at the back, and he is a stunner. I absolutely love this tea, and he's such a softie as well. There he is, he's scrunched up a bit there. He didn't like the fact that I moved camera angles and changed the lighting. He didn't like it, so he kind of hid away here. I don't think we've got anything better than this to show you. Here we go again, a bit more of a clearer shot of the hairs though on this angle. Yeah, I'm going to miss him when he's gone. I really am. So this one is my Ecclesiasticus, and I love this tea because it's very different in my opinion to many other Psalmopoeus, especially at this size. So he's like a grown on sling juvenile. This is just me trying to entice him out for his rehousing. I'm not just pushing him out of his burrow for no reason. And you can see his bum there, look. And the next shot, although through plastic, you can see that bright red abdomen there with the black markings on it, you know, similar to your panthos and a lot of other spiders. So although the patterning is different, it's still got that black on red, and I really adore that. And I don't even know what adults of these properly look like. I can't quite remember, but I'm presuming that patterning is lost later down the line. And this one was really cute and really shy, didn't like the light, did no bolting. All my Psalmopoeus were well behaved actually, and you'll see a lot of clips of him just ducking and hiding under things, but I just thought that was cute, so I kept it in. So I moved the bark away, and he liked to hide under the leaf, bless him. I say him, this one's unsexed. I really do enjoy this one. He's moved into a jar enclosure now, which is actually just on the side of the screen there. And I found I've managed to make these look quite pretty actually. I'll show you properly in a future video. So he actually came out a bit here. I moved the angle of the light slightly, and in he goes again. Bless him, so shy. So yeah, here's where he was. That's about the quickest I got out of him. It's just him trying to get cover again. He just didn't want to be in the light, and this is why I didn't keep them out for that long. I only got a few quick shots. I know they're a little bit juddery on the camera, but as I said, I'm practicing. So this is the jar enclosure he's moved into now, and straight away down to hide. So the last one we're looking at is my Reduncus, Psalmopoeus reduncus. This one is smaller, the smallest of the Psalmopoeus I own, and it's like grown on sling size. I mean, you could consider it a small juvenile at best. But I did notice after getting that one out of his web tunnel that it's quite possibly going into a pre-molt, because it's got incredibly fat booty. Now this one hasn't actually fed for a little while, which is why I am suspecting pre-molt, and that bum is huge. Now they're probably the most boring looking of the Psalmopoeus that we featured in today's video, but I still love them, and I think they're a must-have for any collector of them. You can see the size of the abdomen really well in that picture there, in that shot, sorry. And although they tend to have the browny blacky effects, and kind of go a bit more burgundy as they get a bit older, it's still a beautiful tarantula to me. And he's actually been rehoused in what was the Victoria's enclosure, so you could have seen the V on the red background. That was a background designed for the Victoria, but it fits only that enclosure, and I have no more spare like that, so I just kept him in there. He did bolt out the top while I was trying to, well, while I was filming. I can't remember exactly what I was doing there. There is another shot, there we go. So this I think is possibly the final shot. He sat on the back, I simply guided him back in, and off he went. I can't remember what I was actually doing when he bolted. I think I was just trying to change camera angles or something. So yeah, that's the 5 Psalmopoeus that I currently own. I'm desperate to get my hands on a Polka and an Esmeraldus, but I do believe that they're very similar in appearance. And I think there's some more as well out there that I'm missing. I know there was a new one that came last year, I think, Alquitin or Alquitirin or something of those similar nature names. It was a very black Psalmopoeus, and it was gorgeous, and I can't remember who it was that sent me a picture of one, but that is definitely on my wish list when it enters the hobby. As far as I'm aware, it's still not in the hobby. If anyone can actually correct me on the name of that one, that would be grand in the comments below. Again, I do apologise that this was just a voiceover and some shoddy filming, but first time dealing with the tarantulas in a completely open space where they can bolt wherever they wanted to if I made the wrong move. It's something that I'm going to have to get practice in, but hopefully, although it was freehand and juddery, you were still able to appreciate that footage. Now before I go, I just want to have a quick mention on something that I will touch up in more detail in a future video. I'm going to be offering a private Facebook page group purely for my patrons. The support I'm getting on there is fantastic, but I struggle with the Patreon website a little bit. So rather than doing specialist posts on there, I will be doing them through Facebook. If any of my patrons don't have Facebook, let me know in the comments below and I'll see if I can sort something else out for you. Maybe a Discord or something like that. I prefer to do it on the Facebook though. I'll also end up putting one on my BUGBOOK, but I do understand that not all my patrons are currently on my BUGBOOK, and I'm using a platform where I can try and get the majority of them on there. In that private group, there will be like early access to certain videos of mine. There'll be a lot of behind the scenes footage. There'll be a lot of personal details and things about the collection that people do not know about me or the collection or anything. There's going to be a lot more given to my patrons on this private group. So if you are a patron of mine and you're interested in this Facebook group, please pop me a message below. All invites will be sent out when I have formed the structure of this group. If anyone is interested in becoming a patron of mine, there is always a link in every video that I'm aware of in the description below, even if you just want to check out the tiers. I also popped a message on my Bug Realms page, and just in case any patrons are not on there, I have organised your rewards. So if you're a patron with me for a year, you receive Bug Realms rewards, and they're like limited edition stuff that you won't get anywhere else. So anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and give me a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you want to see more tarantulas come on Komorebi? Let me get my practice in. Thanks for watching everybody. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye bye.